Welcome everybody to the National State Observer at nsonews.com, the National State Observer at nsonews.com. And today we're doing an article on how we are the land of the free and the home of the brave. Well, right now we're going over the land of the free part. Apparently we are not the most documented free people in the entire world. As a matter of fact, we are the most incarcerated people in the entire world per capita, and that has been documented. Russia is actually kind of far behind. Now, I know we have this popular saying that we're the freest nation in the world, but if the facts do not match up with your sayings, could you possibly be referring to a saying that was once true and just passing on this tradition? When, however, you and I both know, we see it in the newspapers, we hear it in the mainstream media every single day almost, we are short on jails. We're short on prisons. We are overcrowded in our population concerning our jails and prisons. There are bad people being released on the road, on the streets, on our streets, because we're so short in the land of the free. It reminds me of a song that I heard, Signs, Signs, Everywhere There's Signs. You know, messing up the scenery and breaking our minds. I heard back in communist Russia that things were so controlled and such that, the main difference between the Socialist Republic, the USSR, what did the USSR stand for? The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics or something like that. And what do we have here today? We have the Socialists and we have the Republicans. We have the Socialists and the Republicans. The United Socialist Republicans of America. And so anyway, we have our socialist here and we have our republic here, and apparently main difference, however, is that we tell you what you can't do, which is why we have more laws on any book in any entire country in the entire world telling you what you can't do. Okay, sure, Russia didn't have that, communist Russia didn't have that many laws in their books, so they could just tell you what you could do. And if you keep telling everybody everything they can't do, isn't that kind of telling everybody what they can do? I mean, you break the law all the time just by driving down the street. It's illegal to drive on the road. It's illegal, but you were given a special permission card that says you are now allowed to break the law, and we won't punish you for it. That's what a license is. A license is defined as something that otherwise is permission that otherwise would be illegal. That's what a license is defined as. Permission to do something that otherwise would be illegal. You break the law all the time. You just do it legally. And then we'll go into that later at a later time about the difference between what is lawful and what is legal. And could something possibly be lawfully illegal or illegally lawful? There's a big play on words here, lawful and legal. I've heard of two different charges on the same thing. Something like it was unlawful and illegal, use of this or something of that nature. Why do they got to throw both words in if they're the same thing? That makes one kind of wonder. But the point is, I understand that we have declared war on drugs. There's a war on drugs, and let me tell you, the spike, if you notice this, if you clicked on the source in the article, the spike started going straight uphill. It was on a straight incline the moment that war was declared on drugs. Well, why are people in America going to jail over the war on drugs? Well, because apparently American people are doing drugs. Okay? But again, most of us do drugs all the time. We just do it legally. That's right, we do it legally. See, we have these licensed, which otherwise would be illegal to do it, drug dealers called pharmacists. And they're written a prescription they receive a prescription from a doctor who is another licensed individual, and we go and we get our orders filled. And it's pretty expensive if you don't have your insurance card. And what happens to a lot of the times with those kind of drugs? does it not get abused too? Of course it does. You know, people go out there. There are some people that goes out there and gets their doctor to prescribe them their drugs, and they go to their drug dealer at the pharmacist, and they get their drugs, and they go out and they sell them and become the middleman. You know, some people do that. They don't take their drugs, they sell them. You know, it reminds me of prohibition. You know, they tried to outlaw drinking too, and we'll go into that in a future article. But that didn't work so well. No, people were getting shot at. Innocent people were getting shot in the crossfires, just like they are in prohibition of drugs. Eventually, folks, you know, and I know that this is all going to change. Eventually, they're going to legalize marijuana. Marijuana is no different, really, than the effects of alcohol. They can control that substance, but no, they say it's a gateway. It's a gateway drug. It's going to lead into bigger drugs. You know, isn't that what they said about alcohol? Well, if you drink, you're going to do drugs and things like that. Well, I don't know every drinker that does drugs. You know, I think that's a bunch of assumptions, and I think that we're the land of the assumptions now. We've turned into a belief system of assumptions that even though once something may have been valid and true, does not mean it is still valid and true. I am sorry. I do not mean to offend anyone, but if you are one of those who gets up there and proclaims this is the land of the free, when it is documented that we have the highest documented rate of incarceration in this entire world, and you get up there and you say that we're the freest nation in this entire world, maybe you should go to your doctor and get you some reality prescriptions, and you know, so that you can start buying something that at least will keep you in that mode, because you know that you're going to turn around and start complaining that we're overrun in jails and prisons. We need more, we need more, we need more. But we're the freest nation in the world, but we need more jails, we need more prisons. We're the freest nation in the world. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? And it's not our position to sit there and say that, oh gosh, we want everybody doing alcohol. Oh gosh, we want everybody out here doing drugs. No, people are going to drink alcohol and do drugs regardless of what kind of law you got against it. And honestly, seriously, if you want to get technical about it, you know, the poppy seeds, statistics show that 85% of all the poppy seeds, all the poppy that is grown out of Afghanistan. Apparently, we have half of our military in Afghanistan. Why have not our products coming into this country not practically come to a standstill and a halt if we have half of our military in that country where that supplies 85% of the poppies? Are they really just declaring war on people who are doing drugs rather than the actual drugs? Because it seems to me that if we have half of our military, and if they really declared war on drugs like they have on terrorism, maybe they would be going after the drug fields too, like in Afghanistan, where 85% of the poppy is coming from. What's going on, America? I don't want to steal someone's line or a little hook about waking up, but it's a true saying. It's a true line. I think it's time to wake up and smell the coffee. We're the freest nation in the world. We're the land of the free, but we're short on prisons and jails. People, please, just do yourself a favor and try and try and try. I know you probably associate with people that believes in everything that you believe in. They believe that we're the freest nation in the world, and they also believe that we need more jails and prisons because they're overcrowded. And maybe you just didn't know that the United States had the most incarcerated nation, was the most incarcerated nation in the entire world. Maybe you didn't know that. But if you didn't know that and you do now, can you stop saying that until these statistics improve so that it becomes more of a valid point and you're not selling assumptions and that you're not uneducated to where you're buying them? I don't mean to offend anybody, but I keep hearing it over and over and over again. We're the land of the free. We're the land of the free. But then they'll turn around with they'll turn their head and then start complaining we're short on jails and prisons. We need more and more and more and more. There's so many bad people in our nation, but yet we're the best nation in the world. Isn't it the people that make up a nation? Doesn't the Constitution start off with we the people? Don't we have the Bill of Rights? You know, supposedly we're supposed to be the freest nation in the world if it's running the way it's supposed to be running. And I think that most will agree that this country is not running the way it should be. But I don't hear many people making a stand and getting disgusted with that, more so than they are looking down upon those that are doing things they disagree with. And I'm sorry, but I have a hard time looking up to people that look down on others. So let's be a role model. Let's be Americans. Let's bring this country back to being what it should be, and that is the land of the free and the home of the brave.